Hi everybody. This is Hacko or an Earth2 Wizard. Um, yeah, so I'm here just to talk about strategy. Um, just kind of update. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos. I have a new camera. I have new lighting, but not here. I'm in another place. I'm just gonna keep. I gotta just keep doing it. Um, there's been a bunch of new people coming into the scene, covering Earth 2. Um, check those out. Then we got our scam tubers that we have to keep putting up with. You know, that's fine. They can believe what they want. Um, I kind of feel bad, for the people that believe what they say. But, you know, that's okay. We'll see. I mean, it takes time. I mean, some people just have to have, like, definitive proof. That's why we're called believers. Um, and say what you will. You know, I could go into detail about you know, how much benefit that, I received in so many just from believing and putting time and money to the project. Um, but it's not what, they say it is. And we're all these idiots and we don't know what we're doing and we're just dumping money in. I mean, what is there, over 150,000 people that have bought land? They're all idiots? We're a world of idiots? I don't think so. Okay, so strategy. Now I had a friend ask me. He was like, I really just want essence. So what do I do? You know, and I don't want to wait till it's on the market. It's going to be a while. I want to get it early. And I said it's kind of tricky. So essence is going to be the crypto coin, right? And what they're doing is they're keeping it within Earth 2 for the beginning. They didn't say how long exactly, but it'll be available to like the Earth 2 community to purchase essence from each other, and maybe they'll put some of their own into the mix to buy. When it first drops, so they'll have you know, whatever it costs, and then it'll probably shoot up and then shoot back down and average out. And then when it stabilizes, they'll probably put it onto an exchange and increase the flow of it. Um, I'm not huge into crypto, so I'm a game designer, so I'm more into the game aspect. I was gonna say, should I talk about is this a game as well? Because that was gonna be another video. Um, oh, all right. I'll just go. I'll do one that's just is this a game? Another video, but let's talk about strategy. So this guy that doesn't have, he's not in Earth 2 yet, but he's a crypto guy, and he wants essence. And the only way to really do it is to get land in Earth 2 that has essence. Now the best way to do it would be to get some property that has guaranteed essence. Now, what that means is that your property has essence that you're gonna get from it, as long as you keep collecting every day, and you maybe put some jewels to speed it up the process to get the essence. It's basically like milking it out of your property, and they give a guaranteed amount, and the more expensive the land is, the market value of that land is, the more guaranteed essence they had when they had this drop. Okay, so if you want to go with like the U.S., you go to the U.S. and you get a really good deal on a larger piece of property because it's shot up so much that people have to sell it at a huge discount. But a huge discount also gives them a big profit. For example, if you bought 100 tiles for $1 a piece in the U.S., that was, that would be $100 that you paid for it. But the value in the U.S. for like tier one went up to like $65 or something like that. So that's quite a bit, right? That's that's like $6,500. So that's a lot. But nobody's gonna pay $6,500 for 100 plot land in the U.S. unless it's a really prime location, like maybe in Beverly Hills or the Hollywood sign or something of major significance. Um, so people offer those at a discount, and say they offered it for $1,000. Now the person who bought it is making 10 times their money, and the person that's buying it is getting it for a lot cheaper, and then they get that value, and they also get essence. Now, if you had that property, I would suggest not selling it for that cheap, because that guaranteed essence could be worth a lot if the price of essence goes up. So the best strategy for someone coming in that wants to get essence would be to get some land like America, South Korea, or Dubai. Find a good property like there, probably a larger property, maybe 100, 200 tiles or something like that, and look at the guaranteed essence. And if you have a guaranteed of a couple thousand, and essence goes up $1, $2, $3, that could be a huge value for you. A really smart move, because basically you pay a couple $100 and you get guaranteed essence. Now you're gonna have to milk it out of there and eventually get it, but you are gonna get it. So you won't get it right away. So that's the strategy. That's the strategy if you want to get, if you want to get into essence, if you want to get into crypto, and you want to, it's just that would be your number one strategy for that. The other strategy would be, like if you want to get in now, you probably want to get your hands on cheap tier 1 land. So tier 1 land is the land that, like, for the first year, and then they went to tier 2, and tier 2 doesn't give you as much essence, it won't give you as much resources. So I would search like tier 1 land with like mines, like resource mines and stuff like that, so you can use it for your land for resources. So see if you can find the best deal. It doesn't really matter what country. Maybe the cheaper the country, but you can probably try to find class tier 1 or class 1, class 2 land that's cheap. And I would suggest that strategy. You hear those cats? Hey. We have a house of cats here, actually. Six cats. And another strategy would be to building some sense of community within Earth2. So if you have a group, or you support NFTs, or you have special projects, it would be cool to get involved in something like that. So you might want to find a plot of land that you can host events, you can have races, you can, set up stuff for your project. Like, for example, I'm involved in a Crypto Coast project, and there's an NFT island. And that NFT island is gridded out so people can go in and buy a section in there, and to support or promote their NFT, to kind of give it some, presence in that section. So when the NFT island talks about and highlights, who's involved and who's in the community, then your NFT would be represented. They also have, all the different crypto locations and stuff like that. It's really cool, a cool project. But so I would suggest getting involved in mega cities projects. Now, a mega city is basically an organized city outside of a major city. So you have, like, you can buy in Dublin, Madrid, Paris, whatever. You can buy there. and you have a lot of people buying there, but it's not an organized community. It's just people buying in the capital usually. But organized communities are people that find an outside location and then promote and build roads and build like sections and have different like different ideas. Like they might have embassies and they'll have groups and promotions and all special things they do. I have a few cities myself, and yeah, I think when I first got in, it was islands and mega cities. So I went in and I bought in pretty much every mega city that I could find. Um, just small plots, like 1 or 4 or 6 tiles or something, or 9, something like that. I wasn't really organized in the beginning. I was just kind of like playing around. I got into it January 2021. So it started in December, but yeah, I got in January. So I was about a month and a half, 2 months after it launched. Not really early though. Like I am definitely early in the scheme of things, but when I got in, it was like 30 cents a tile for the cheapest. And there's a whole like community and group of people that got like a lot of stuff for 10 cents a tile. And I'm jealous. Um, Especially the U.S. If you got in and you got U.S. for 10 cents a tile, you're rolling in it. There are people that definitely got in for that. So, yeah. So what I did too was like I found cool islands, and then after I bought all these islands and bought in all the mega cities, I wanted to start my own. So I started a city in Fiji, like Oz. That's kind of where I get my name, Wizard Oz. And I started like I kind of wanted to take something that people know and turn it into something different, if you know what I mean. Kind of like they've done some imagining of Wizard of Oz. I was gonna make something like the Wizard of Oz, but like in my own style. And I just thought about city of islands and have all these islands, and it's all connected by yellow brick roads and a yellow brick bridge and all this stuff. Like in my mind, I have all these ideas. And then we've got into one tile nation and one tile islands and all these and Santa Town and all these other things. So projects are what keep me going because I'm a game designer, graphic designer. So these projects are what inspires me to keep getting involved in Earth 2 and meeting people and getting them to buy. Then you got new islands coming out. So another strategy is if you're new and you're just watching this, is new countries. So there's about 25 new countries still to drop, and the new countries are dropping maybe once or twice a week. And if you are lucky enough to get one when it like as soon as it opens, now this is kind of like you probably want to get a notification bot, like it kind of just pings you if a new country opens. A lot of people have those. But another thing, if you watch the activity feed on the website and you see a new country open, like a country, it just keeps saying people are buying here. That means a new country opened, and you just click on that and go there and just buy. This is a good. There's two ways. Like you can do it to flip to make money. So if you buy early, say you buy for 10 cents, you can put it on the market for 25, 30 cents, and you'll probably buy it as it's going up, or you will probably sell it as it's going up, and you might double or triple your money. Now that's one way to make money, and at the same time, you could also, just get some good cheap land there in a new country. Now the one added benefit is that a lot of these countries, they were locked, so they don't have a tier 1. And what that means is that when they upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2, you have to pay a fee. And usually it's the difference between like whatever it was during the tier 1 phase plus or minus maybe whatever you bought it for, depending on how they do it exactly. um, you could ideally be paying very little to upgrade to tier 1. So with these new countries, because they didn't have a tier 1. So for example, if if the U.S. well, no, let me use another country. Uh, let's say Australia is $10. Okay, so Australia is $10, um, and you buy a tier 2 3x3 9 tiles in Australia, and you want to upgrade that from the tier 2 tile to a tier 1 tile to increase your resources, your jewel production, whatever. Um, that's going to cost you probably an equivalent to $90, give or take what you paid for it, minus whatever you paid for it. It depends, how they do it, but that's just a ballpark. So that's expensive, you know. Um, and I'm not sure it's really worth it for upgrading in the larger places. I think it'll definitely be worth it for upgrading in the cheaper countries where you're upgrading for like almost nothing, and that's why I think a lot of these smaller countries are still underrated. They're like still a lot of these island countries. You can still buy tiles for 30, 40 cents, and if you 30, 40 cents, and the tier 1 price is less, you're still like you maybe have to pay a little base fee or something, maybe 10 cents, and then it's a tier 1. And then if it's a tier 1, you have added benefits, jewel increase, resources increase, stuff like that. Especially if you can find one of these islands that have like a mine or a resource or something like that. They did talk about there's going to be like fresh water, like turning fresh water into industrial water, which is going to have to be used everywhere. So if you find a freshwater lake on one of these cheap countries for like 25 cents a tile, and you can upgrade it, that's a really good strategy. A lot of people are kind of waiting to see about upgrading and how exactly it works. But if you're new to the game and you want to, like, I think buying in a lot of these countries, like a lot of the, like St. Bart's, St. Martin, a lot of these Caribbean islands and some of the other South Pacific islands, if you buy there, then you have a good chance for upgrading and stuff like that. So I think that is a really good strategy too. So if you break it down, you have if you're new, you know, you have a strategy that where you can come in and try to get as much essence as you can by buying expensive class 1 land, and you're gonna have to put some money in for that. But most likely, it's gonna pay off a lot more in the long run. But that's like the long game. And then you have buying the new countries, which you could flip right away, or you can keep it to upgrade. And you also have coming in and buying land in cheap or in megacities, projects, stuff like that. Another strategy is to come in and just buy deals off the market. And then you can flip them right away. So basically, say you have $500, you can look for stuff that you feel like is a good deal. You can buy it, and maybe you like the property, but you can just buy it and then put it on the market for 20% more than what you paid it. So maybe if you sell it, you make $10, let's say. If you don't, you have a cool property. So that's another strategy to do it. You buy it without kind of caring if you sell it or not. Me personally, it feels like I have thousands and thousands of properties, and I think I've only sold 3. It's really hard for me to sell anything, and that's because I feel like I'm like sentimentally attached to like everything. I just love like when I pick something out. I'm like, "Oh, I like that spot. I like it." But I think holding on to it and it as it grows in value, it's gonna really be beneficial later. And for me, my main strategy and what I'm known for and people know me for is my one tile strategy. I'm like one of the original like one tile people who still gets a lot of jewels from having so many single tiles. And the reason is that increases your property. And the more properties you have, the better chance you have of getting jewels. So like if you have a lot of smaller properties, you have a slightly better chance of getting jewels. But I might not get as much benefit when it comes to resources and assets and stuff like that. It depends on what you did. And my strategy was to sell like half of my jewels, like every day, almost every day, and then put that right back into buying more land. And I think, I increased my tiles by like 20,000 by doing that strategy and not putting any more money into it. So I think it's really a really good strategy to do that. Basically say I'm going to cut my jewels, or I'm going to sell half my jewels every day, and put all that money into new land. Because then you're increasing your ability to get more jewels. You're getting more chance to get resources, and that land is increasing in value as time goes on. And it's basically coming from jewels that you got free off of your land. So, I feel like I've done, pretty good in that department as far as like that strategy. So basically, those are the strategies. If you have any more strategies, please put them below. I want to do a promotion. If you made it this far in the video, um, in the comments, just say I want a free single tile, and I'll see how many people. I'll give at least one, but I might even give more than that. I'll just give away some single tiles. So if you made it this far and you're interested in all this, say I want a free single tile in the comments. I'm not much of a. I'm trying to get more into this YouTubing. Like I said, I'm more of an artist designer, so. But I feel like I know a lot about Earth 2, and more voices need to be heard, instead of all these like scam tubing, voices saying how the project is trash and we're all idiots, and like they're gonna be proven wrong. I know what it looks like. I mean, sometimes it does look like they're right, but you know, I did my I did my research, and I started with very little, and I put in more based on my comfort, in the project and in the hands that it's in. And no matter what is said, I still feel good about it. And the new stuff that's coming out, the new terrain videos, and like it's impressive. It's really impressive, and the project is very big. It's a huge project, And sometimes something simple as a small game, designing like a card game or a board game, it could take a couple years to do, and it's very small. And we're talking like thousands of times bigger than that. So it could take a while, but the better the project goes, and the more people they get involved, the more money that comes in, the more people they can hire, the more people they can have working on it, the more people will be attracted to it, the more businesses will try to get involved. I mean, the sky's the limit, really. And I don't think people really realize, especially the scam tubers and stuff, they don't realize what Earth 2 is and what it's going to become. Like I see, my opinion, I see Shane as a visionary, trying to make a metaverse that takes the real world and puts it out there where everyone can relate to it. You know, like, you wanna. I bought my parents' houses. I bought the land where their houses are. I bought my house. I bought. You buy these things just so you can have them. You're like, oh, my house is like $10. Okay, I'll buy it just in case. Or buy your parents' house or whatever. And it's that sentimental attachment. You know, and it's funny because my brother, who's he's not like, we've talked about Earth2 a lot, and when he found out about crypto being involved, because he loves crypto, he started to get more interested in Earth2, and we had a conversation. He's like, yeah, can you buy me this restaurant, near in Florida, because I went there and I just want to own it. I'm like, sure. So I got it for him, and he has an account, and I kind of take care of it for him. And when things get rolling, especially when crypto comes involved, he's gonna be on board, and it's exciting. And he did tell me something else, and I'm gonna make a video about it. Basically, okay, I'll give you a sneak preview. He basically said, he gave me a video, which is like the weirdest places in the world, and he said, just buy me some places in the weirdest places in the world. That's my brother, and I bought there too, obviously. Like weird. There's some weird places in the world, but that's another video. So, if you made it this far, yep, say you want a single tile in the comments, and yeah, I'll keep making videos, and thank you for watching, and